Previously on the Cryptid Chronicles.
Front of house is a 12-year-old dead wizard.
I possess guests into their seats. The labyrinthine nature and the low light conditions can be a bit of a problem for guests. Friendly has gone through the tavern, lane, twine. One leads to the exit and one leads to the washroom, but you don't know which one.
You're also spending time making songs about your adventurer friends.
About that one time Ink brought the eggs back first try. The egg delivery quest was kinda just to fuck with Ink. The crow is friends with Friendly.
Trying to get everything prepped for the dinner rushes. Ink's talking about how he couldn't sell a fish. So she just offers to buy it.
Ink is extremely excited and happy. He's like, really? You'll buy the fish? He wants to repay the fact that she bought his fish. So he found her a nice Incan quill.
I'm visiting you and we're working on mega weed.
I just started smoking weed in my little hut.
There's a boat on the ground beneath the tree and we haul it up there and it's in too shitty condition for it to be living space, but we're we can fucking grow shit here. This really awful rope ladder or something you have to climb down to get there.
Yeah.
It probably sucks. First thing that F-Sharp notices about Blegolas is that he's an elf, because she has maybe a little bit of an elf fetish.
Just sweating profusely. It's yes, of course, I'm one of the finest archers you'll ever meet. I'm too busy to show you, but I've never missed. Ever. Tell me, what would it take for you to join my party?
Taro's just leaning over to make sure that nothing happens. Don't.
Can I get you anything?
Unfortunately, I'm separated from my dynasty at the moment, which has put me in an unusual financial circumstances.
Sharp starts to very slowly edge away from the table. Taro thinks that they're totally into each other, and she's like, yeah, let's stay on credit.
Oh, assault golem, okay.
Is that good or bad?
That's bad. You have to fucking catch it. Did the rat like the dish?
It has memories of eating this food and becomes a tavern rat.
It's Ink's buddy Scruffy. Nobody else, I think, likes this rat but Ink. Later on being I need to step it up a notch. Will you put it up to a mild? Can I get lemon and herb instead of plain?
Joining me in this wonderful creative adventure of fancy, wonder, other things, and maybe also drawing some stuff is Eve.
That's me!
That is you, indeed. Also, hanging out is Esty.
That's me.
Fuck you.
And also we have, I'm reading my notes here, it says, why did you invite me? I don't know why I want to be here. I'm just here to sabotage the stream, Daryl.
What's good? In addition, what's really good?
What is good? I know what's good.
Yeah, was someone on just an old-timey typewriter there for a second?
No, it was me playing with something on my desk.
Of course.
Playing with a box cutter on my desk.
I feel like you should do that more often. I think it adds some gravitas.
Did you? I think everyone was paying attention when I just said about you actively trying to sabotage the stream. So I think that's good. Anyway, I can answer both your questions. What's good and what's really good?
Yeah, that is the question. Yes.
Me, I'm both of those things.
Both
good and really. I'm both your good and really good facilitator.
I was kind of hoping it'd be two separate items, but that's okay.
They are two separate items. It's just
what
the items are separate and they point at the same thing.
Several people are typing in the chat.
What?
I want to play Stewpot.
So.
It's a bunch of mini games where we play as adventurers who've retired from adventuring life to open a tavern. I am playing F-Sharp, the big and thick bard lady who plays a 3-meter tall, hand-cranked mechanical cello.
That music knowledge is paying off.
Yeah. Her most recent endeavor, aside from helping grow stuff in the garden, was working with Taro to grow mega wheat. And I think last time they got really hot-blooded about tree sports. That's what it says in my memories.
Yes.
There was a brief bit about tree sports.
We made tree sports.
We made tree sports. Esty is playing Taro.
Yeah. Taro let F-Sharp into her home for the first time, and she got an adorable present from Ink, and it was feathers and ink to write in my journal. Very sweet.
Ink's a good boy.
Oh, sorry, I did say I was the bard, but I'm becoming the apothecary. Taro's the druid and is becoming the chef. Ink, tell us about yourself.
I'm a rogue becoming a merchant. Last week I was happy because I made food that Taro appreciated, and a rat talked to me.
You caught a fish as well, right?
I caught a fish,
was that
and then I
last
sold
week?
it to Taro.
It was very cute.
Yeah, I fell in. Oh, I also did an egg quest,
Yes.
and I dropped the eggs. I mean, I didn't drop the eggs.
Yeah, you absolutely didn't drop the eggs.
No,
First time.
Nobody saw me drop the eggs,
so
so
proud
that's
of you.
what matters.
So proud of you, Ink. Friendly.
Sometimes I miss the olden days. A wizard very slowly becoming a farmer. I possessed a rat and ate some food. I possessed a fish and swam around. Laid down some twine to deceive our guests.
Oh Christ,
No,
I'd
just
forgotten
kidding.
about that. You're a like fucking front of house or whatever, right? You're a ghost. You lead.
Unpleasant magical front of house. Yes.
Okay. Tavern is in a big treehouse place. It's a big ship hung from a bunch of ropes between some trees in a treehouse place. There's now another smaller ship underneath it, a boat that has our garden in. It has to be big enough for us to all wander around on it, so it's got to be relatively big. There's horrible poisonous berries. The water wheel on the boat runs a generator when it's raining, and the boats are covered in runes to protect from fire damage. All our ratings are 1, except for atmosphere, which is 2. And then our known NPCs are Blanderon, the whitest elf you'll ever know. Chime, Kenku, Crow Spirit, who is friends with Friendly. Blegolas, an elf.
Large scare quotes.
I was trying to enunciate the quotes, and it was difficult without saying the word quote unquote quote elf.
Don't want to give the game away.
He's an elf.
Yeah.
If you're a first-time viewer, don't worry about it. It's a secret to everybody. And then the other new person we got is a rat that lives in the tavern. The
Gruffy, I think I
yes.
named him.
Yeah, Scruffy sounds right. Yeah.
That Friendly possessed.
Very, very good for our food ratings around here.
I think the last thing we did was play another game of Sliced.
Yeah, that's when Ink made food.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because you were trying to
Impress my
get Taro to praise you.
Yeah.
You know, go with whoever wants to. Like, do you have something in mind that you want to do, Esty?
I'm like thinking, I kind of like the idea of making it busy, so a distinguished guest or festival day.
I mean, I like both of those because if we pass them, we get to improve our tavern rating again.
That's great. Okay.
Also,
you can fail mini games.
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, like fail is you don't get to improve your tavern for free.
Yeah.
basically. There's no explicit failure state in this game. I like both games equally, so I don't have an opinion on like which one. I guess playing a distinguished guest is how long do you want to spend creating an NPC who's going to be a guest?
That's fair. Let's do festival day first.
Your town has a few festival days a year, and they're some of your busiest. How do you prepare? How do you handle the influx of people? Setup. Anyone can play. Both player character and named NPCs can be played. Describe what kind of festival is happening today. Each player describes one decoration or feature of the festival. Does your character like this festival? Hate it? And are they ambivalent? Let's do this, and then I'll go through challenges once we've like defined this festival a little bit. Esty, what's the festival? Do you have an idea in mind for what the festival is?
What season are we in right now? We've never discussed that, have we?
Yeah, no, and we don't have to be like, oh, there's 4 seasons, right?
No, that's fair. I was thinking something along like when like fall starts to set in and like harvesting and everything. So just like a little Thanksgiving, watch the leaves change color and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Also because then everybody has to start working together to stop their houses from getting crushed by the giant fruit or the giant poisonous berries.
Yeah.
So we're celebrating that the berries are falling?
No, it's like that's when they start to set up. No, they start to set. Well, because like I was thinking, my character's a druid, right? The ability to like manipulate plants.
Yeah.
So it's just all the druids like setting up and using their like magic to move it down, and tourists are like, look at all the fucking cool plant magic. So like they start to make like a thing out of it. So like decorated ivy and shit that are like redirecting the berries.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of think that'd be neat. Like a I feel like the community would be more at ease once there aren't huge balls of poison looming over their heads all the time.
That's fair.
It's the festival of making sure we don't die over the winter.
Didn't winter festivals used to be like, hey, it's great we didn't die during the winter?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that probably happens.
That's not that weird and funny.
Yeah, so we have a festival to move all the giant fruit when they're ripe. Or like when they start to get overripe so that they don't fall on us. Because they're too dense when they're like ripe, so we have to wait.
What do we do with this goddamn fruit that is poisonous?
I had a festival idea, but we'll I don't know, we'll see if that comes to fruition.
I was gonna say that they might have found a way to make an antitoxin with the poison that like gets sold, so it's just like a big harvest festival.
My idea was that like one day a year, all the fruit just becomes like super tasty. And like you gotta try and use it in that one day before all the juice just turns lethal and gross.
I love that because then
they all just like change color for one day.
Yeah,
super festival-y, and there's just this like
become
gross,
like tasty friendly berries instead of evil goop berries.
One of the deity gods that you worship just like makes them edible once a year just because they're kind of an asshole.
Most gods are annoying, yes.
I feel like it's probably a thing where somebody put a curse, maybe a witch curse to the berries, and the biggest curse they could manage was like, may you be delicious one day a year.
It's like the monkey paw. I want like really delicious food that can feed the whole village. It's only one day a year.
Okay, so
and then the monkey paw just disappears.
This is great because we've set us up as like a huge tourist destination, right?
Yeah.
Like fucking people on Instagram would love to post about having gone to the forest with the berries that you can only eat one time a year, with pictures of them eating the berries the one time a year.
Like drinking like lemonade made of the berries and shit. Or not lemonade,
it'd be like the equivalent of like cherry blossom selfies, except with big berries.
That kill you every other day of the year.
Berry blossom selfies. So Taro, describe one decorational feature of the festival.
One thing about the festival is, like I was saying, the ivy, like, druids having like competitions of who can make the prettiest, strongest ivy. Mm-hmm. So there's like different categories, like, shitty Pokemon battles where it's like, which one's the cutest? Which one's the fastest? Shit like that. So there's like a series of like tournaments.
Ivy tournaments. It's an Ivy League tournament.
Yeah. I was thinking like paper lanterns, except
you bitch.
Too late. Except they're like big berries that have been like sliced in the bottom and have like a big red oozing liquid, like not actually liquid, but it's like a paper representation of liquid emanating from the bottom. Like all the berries are bleeding horribly all over the place.
Jesus.
So my feature or decoration is basically a giant spigot that they just shove in the side of the berry and then pull the lever to get like good berry juice out.
So wait, are we doing like, are we like folding together like Tasty Berry and Berry Removal Festival thing? Is that what we're doing here?
Yeah, we remove the berries.
To get them off the branch.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So you start harvesting on that day.
Okay, I didn't know if we were doing separate things. All right, cool.
We get the berries down and we try and eat the berries, right?
All right, sounds good.
Oh, is it like they have to be picked on that day to be delicious?
Yeah.
My idea was that like arbitrarily at the end of the day, like if what you haven't consumed, it all just turns back to poison. Just like flipping a switch.
I'm like, it's slightly less grim if it's like stuff picked on that day is delicious, but also I love this, like, we have to
otherwise
eat it.
It gets too like weird magical. Yeah, it's like when it's off right because it stops like maturing. And then like immediately after it's inedible. It's like rotten.
Yeah, my thing is like a big old spigot that you shove in the side of the berry, and then you can just like pull the thing in the spigot and the berry juice comes out, and obviously there's people coming around with like big steins and filling them with berry juice. Ink.
Jeez, I don't know now. What about like a fair, like a small fair with games and shit?
Yeah, sure. You say with games and shit because that's like the main thing in the fair is the games?
Yeah, I don't know what kind of rides they would have, but yeah, it'd mostly be games. Probably you win berry-related plushies and stuff.
Very funny.
I went to this town and all I got was this lousy berry t-shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, like an actual yoga ball, except it's like, you know.
We should also answer the second question: is does your character like the festival, hate it, how ambivalent? I think like F Sharp's into the festival, but they're more like, hey, I want to go perform. I want to go perform for people on festival day. Like, I want to take my instrument out and go do bardy shit for the day.
And I'm just like, my dude, no, please.
What? Why?
We're gonna be we're gonna be understaffed. How could you do this? We're so understaffed today.
I think F Sharp would help with stuff. They wouldn't like fucking slack off
Oh yeah.
Time
helping.
to bail.
Bye.
I guess F Sharp and Taro both have to help with the harvesting, right?
Yeah.
Do we have people who come in and cover the tavern that day? Ink and Friendly left to like deal with this swell of visitors.
I feel like we should hire on Blander on. I think it's time to. I think we need that guy in the kitchen.
I figured like the festival.
No way, he's not in the kitchen. He is a waiter, and he's like, "Could I recommend?"
Can I recommend the water?
So what I actually figured is like the festival takes part in midday, so like there's a window when people can like book their rooms, put their stuff in, and like leave, and then like dinner options is when we'll actually open. So like after the main event, so like after like, you know, we've taken care of the berries and like you had the music and taken part in the fair, then we like go back to like set all of the customers for like the dinner rush.
Okay. So my actual thing is, I was going to reframe it so I play my music in the evening at like the end of the festival. So like after work's done, everyone's like chilling.
Okay, then yeah, how about like they have it like you have to be signed in by noon for your keys.
Yeah.
Because then we leave. So like most of the work happens in the late evening when we're just like serving tables, but like with just Ink and Friendly, because like I feel like the bard would still take time to also just like be a bard.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be some barding happening, but Sharp's like the big sister. They have to help with things.
Yeah. Yeah, so we can totally have it in the evening that like everything settles down. Yeah, so the kitchen's basically closed until evening.
Okay, somebody else tell me how they feel about the festival, how their character feels about the festival.
Friendly is immensely pleased with this. Anything that's pastoral or rural is very nostalgic. So you know the harvest mainly coming from the trees is a bit of a twist, but apart from that, it feels something like childhood.
I assume Ink's super into this.
Ink loves it. Lots of visitors because it's touristy, so he can do lots of trading and buying and selling. So yes, Ink likes it.
So, you know, like historically in Europe, how they'd bring in all the grapes and then they'd have like the prettiest women in the village take off their shoes and like dance on the grapes to produce all like to juice the grapes. Yeah.
Ink would partake despite the fact he's not a beautiful woman.
I was thinking with this, because the fruit's like so big and like heavy, that instead of being like beautiful women, it's just like jacked dudes doing like big like line dances.
Well, I was gonna say it's like the Scottish when they have like strongman competitions.
Yeah, it's like
it's just like it's warrior classes fighting.
You're talking about a thing that is definitely F Sharp's bag, right? Because they're jacked.
Yeah.
So, to play, take turns choosing challenges to attempt from the list. On a heads, you succeed, and you can try another challenge when your turn comes around again. On a tails, your character is knocked out, and you are either out for the rest of the game or need to choose one of the named NPCs to play. Each player can use one of their experiences from their adventurer job or their town job once during festival day, succeed, and gain an automatic point. If a player character is knocked out, that player may play as a named NPC until they are knocked out as well. If you have 5 points at the end of the game, you succeed. You can upgrade the Tavern. If you have less than that, describe how each of your characters recuperates from being overwhelmed. And the challenges are, you severely underestimate the amount of prepped ingredients you would need for the festival and have to use a knife faster than you have ever before. A mishap occurs sorting guest luggage, and you need to track down several lost bags. A very upset guest is causing a commotion. You draw lots, and you've gotten the short straw. The regulars egg you on to take part in a contest while you're working, and they're very insistent. An adventurer is a little careless handling a magical artifact, and it goes haywire in the middle of the festivities. Supplies are running low, and there's no chance of replacing them exactly. You're going to have to improvise with what you have. There's a rough storm on the way, but you might be able to board everything up and weather it out if it just grazes you. And the equipment you're using for the little stand you've set up in town square isn't exactly new, but it's giving you more trouble than usual today. I assume everyone's taking part in this because everyone said that they like the festival.
Yeah.
So who is interested in doing one of these? We'll go round until either we've all flipped out or we have scored 5 points.
I was thinking it'd be kind of funny to have them because, like, the way I had it was Taro really likes the druid part of the festival, hates everything else because hates people, just hates the increase of like less room to get around and such.
Mm-hmm.
So I just picture a regular egging you on to take part in a contest. So they're like, hey, I know you want to like move the berries, but you should take part in the actual druid contest instead of just watching. And it's like, it's fine.
Okay.
Where
We got that thing with the heads and tails over here.
Yeah. Boop. Heads.
The regulars. Does that include Blanderon?
Yeah, Blenderon and like Blegolas are like shouting.
Fuck.
You put it away with the best of them to roars of approval. Gain a point.
Oh yeah. It's just like ivy made of like weed. But I totally picture just like as many flowers they can like cram on and shit.
What does your ivy look like?
So like I have ivy all throughout her hair and everything with like flowers going on it. So I assume it's a lot of that, but she wants to show off a bit since they egged her on. So like she'll like show off those like rare flowers she's been like breeding in her house.
Oh.
So it's just magical, gigantic flowers nobody's seen of like new colors and petal shape.
It's got to be some like low-key salty people there who like thought they had a chance until you showed up. They're like, thank God you don't participate, and then some people convinced you to. Like, we're fucked now.
What the fuck's gonna happen now? Who wants to go next?
What was that bit about, like, incorporating our experiences into the thingamajiggy? Like, how's that work?
If you use an experience, you automatically succeed at the challenge.
Oh, okay, cool,
okay.
awesome. All right.
But you can only do it once for each adventurer.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with an adventurer is a little careless in handling a magical artifact, and it goes haywire in the middle of the festivities.
You're a terrible wizard.
What?
You're a terrible wizard.
What? No,
Yeah.
Friendly can tell you what the weather's gonna be. You shut up.
I have a specific way to resolve this situation. Anyways, a daring young rogue, he strides into the middle of the festivities tent, being a desperate pick-me and try-hard, and he produces a magical wand that he has purchased, which he claims will produce fireworks whenever he swishes it around. He swishes it multiple times, as instead shocked to find that it creates massive explosions instead. So he
Potato, my dude.
Inadvertently blowing shit up all over the place. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use Arcana. Naturally, Friendly knows exactly what is going wrong with this stupid kid's stupid wand. Very common curse. You put an illusion on the wand, so is to generate horrible things happening around the person. But fortunately, they are not actually real. This stupid kid generates a whole bunch of panic, but does very little else because all those explosions are merely just an illusion. Friendly dispels his wand and takes it away from him.
It's even funnier because you're getting shown up by like a fucking ghost 12-year-old.
just sit there and watch as he pretends to blow shit up for a while.
Oh my god! Like Friendly's unimpressed look. I am 12. What is this?
Friendly likes a little mischief, even if someone else is causing it inadvertently.
This is when we're gonna find out you were like the creature of Discord the whole time.
You sold him the wand.
Loki.
You possessed somebody and sold him the wand right before it, like just at the opening of the village.
You possessed Ink for a second and gave him one of your wands.
I'm super into that. Let's do that.
That you sold it?
I mean, that's kind of bad, but I'm into it.
I mean, you're a fucking, 1,000-year-old ghost who gives a shit. I just love how OP he is and, useless at the same time. It's like your wheelhouse. It's great.
I'm good to go next if you want some more time to
Okay.
because I just have a very funny visual in my mind, which is a very upset guest is causing a commotion. You draw lots and you've gotten the short straw, which I assume is somebody who showed up, too close to when we're closing the tavern to leave.
Throwing a shit fit.
F-Sharp just, picks them up and puts them back outside. And then when they come back into the tavern, she picks them up, takes them back outside again. Keeps depositing them not in the tavern, and let's see how well that works. Apparently it's a very successful strategy.
Hey, nice.
I disagree with the part where it's you've drawn lots and you got the short straw. F-Sharp would definitely just volunteer to deal with this. Ink's too much of a sweet boy to have to do it, and Taro would...
If they did draw straws and Ink got it, he'd be like, I won! And he'd be all excited about it.
And Taro would just kill a bitch.
Yeah, I want to say also it was just Friendly super wanted to. And I want to retcon and say you got the long straw, because it's whoever gets the short straw doesn't get to deal with him. Because you just really don't want Friendly dealing with it.
I'm sad at our level of success, because I kind of want to see the fucking rat
Somebody
have
fail.
to do a challenge.
The Adventures of Blanderon.
Yeah.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick supplies are running low and there's no chance to replace them exactly. You're gonna have to improvise. I'm gonna use my ability network, able to obtain anything.
Okay.
So I obtain it says you can't obtain what you need, but I obtained the closest supplies that I can.
Is that is your network just a connection of people that you traded things with?
Yeah.
Taro.
I'll do you severely underestimated the amount of prepped ingredients you would need for the festival and have to use a knife faster than ever. Boop. I just fucking cut my finger open.
Boy, okay.
I'm bleeding everywhere.
Oh, yikes.
Good thing we have those runes so that my infernal blood doesn't light the kitchen on fire.
We have Blanderon to take over in the kitchen.
The Blanderon off the bat.
Yeah, you accidentally cut deep into a finger and have to sit out nursing your wound for a while. F-Sharp comes into the kitchen and very politely asks if your blood's supposed to be that color.
Yes.
But also is bringing the fantasy first aid kit or whatever.
Blanderon in the kitchen is a terrible idea, but also a hilarious idea.
It's just he's the one prepping the rest of the food. Is that who we want to leave in charge of cutting the rest of the food?
Don't worry, I brought my own ingredients. Pulls out a box of salt.
Kellogg's cornflakes.
Cornflakes.
It's my favorite spice.
It's
ground up cornflakes. Sorry, go down.
I actually think that with Taro there to instruct him, he would probably be fine as a prep chef.
Yeah.
Unless we want to ratatouille this shit.
Still got really high dexterity.
Friendly does after.
Okay. Should I just be maximum bullshit? Is that fine?
Yes.
Is that bad? Okay. Sure. I'm gonna be huge bullshit. So I'm gonna go with there's a rough storm on the way, but you might be able to board everything up and weather it out if it just grazes you. So I'm gonna go ahead and use what was it called, Weather Vane, I believe.
You're just gonna use all your abilities now.
You can't do the abilities twice.
Okay.
You can only do it one time per
Okay, I'll change my mind then.
Okay. It would be very funny though. Everyone insists that there's a bad storm on the way, and you're like, "No, I've been 300 years into the past. I checked. It's fine."
If I may, I think I'm going to have Blegolas do a mishap occurs sorting guest luggage, and you need to track down several lost bags.
I very much approve of this.
As we might recall, Blegolas is a quote-unquote expert tracker.
Oh my god, when this goes tails, it's going to be so fucking funny.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, so Blegolas, having felt not guilt exactly, I'm not quite sure that he's capable of feeling guilt. He wants to.
He has to repay the debt.
Yeah, he wants to try and pull his weight a little bit.
If he can, not because he feels bad.
Yeah, exactly. An elf cannot owe a debt of gratitude, essentially. So he offers to track down the missing luggage of some of the guests staying at our lovely boat using his incredible elvish senses. So let's do a roll on that, and if it succeeds, it's going to be really dumb.
I can't wait. Please, please, please.
50%
I'm
chance
excited
of
for-
dumb luck. Oh no. That's unfortunate.
So Legolas, in the middle of the night, he activates his infravision so he can see in the dark, and he ventures off into the woods where he is convinced that all of the guest luggage have been stolen and stored in a cave somewhere. He returns 3 days later, empty-handed, claiming that the thief is now dead, but destroyed the luggage in the process.
Meanwhile, we were like, we found it.
He's looking to be in distinctly rough shape.
Taro feels a little bit bad, so she's like, I won't quite get mad at him yet for not paying.
If it rolled heads, it's just like he comes back 20 minutes later with all the luggage inexplicably, just like really fast.
Inexplicably, they have twice as much luggage as the luggage that they lost.
And one of the taverns nearby are complaining about luggage.
There's a rough storm or the equipment thing. Eve, I assume you probably want the equipment for the stand, right?
Sure. I am a merchant.
That seems like a very ink thing. Do you want to go? Because I'm not really interested in this storm prompt, but I'll do it if we have to.
With the other thingy? How do I do a coin flip? Where am I going?
You just go to playing cards IO and the heads or tails.
Oh, it's tails. I failed.
I wanted to ask you about your equipment.
I can still talk about it.
Yeah, please talk about it.
Which one is it? It's
the equipment you're using for the little stand you set up in the town square isn't exactly new, but it's giving you a little more trouble than usual today.
Okay, so my stall is like, I'm just gonna doodle it on my page. I'm gonna give it little flags, little fancy awning. I'm gonna say it's striped. I'm gonna give it this. I'm gonna have like shelves in the back. So that's our beautiful stall.
Okay.
So beautiful.
Yikes.
What thing is at the store? Like, what do you do?
I just sell like knickknacks and stuff.
You're just
probably berry
Just
related.
Just like stuff, berry-related knick-knacks.
Berry
Yeah, because people
Berry
come here to like all about the berries, and
Yeah.
so mostly berry-related knickknacks like keychains or wand chains, and
I like that. That's good.
and like hats, and the like hats that make it look like Minetta's hair from My Hero.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, flags with the different druids symbols.
Oh yeah, that's a sick marketing opportunity right there.
Yeah, and all that kind of stuff. But this like little stick that holds the awning up just will not stay, and so the awning falls down.
I got goofy images of like Ink trying to hold the awning up whilst also trying to serve customers.
Yeah, I'll doodle, like, you can go on to the next thing, but I'll kind of doodle how I picture it.
Okay. Well, it's all on me now, and I can't use a skill, because No, wait, I didn't. I can use a skill to do this challenge, and then we will pass. The prompt is, there's a rough storm on the way, but you might be able to board everything up, and weather it out if it just grazes you. And here's what I want to do. I want to use my giant instrument and cryptid hunting skills to summon the cryptid that controls the weather
I love it.
Whoa.
and redirect the storm away. Which probably really fucks with me and Friendly have a conversation about it, and Friendly's like, it's not supposed to storm today. Because they know all the weather, because they were there 300 years ago.
Oh.
And I'm like,
That's a
I
bad
fucking smell cryptid shenanigans.
Mm.
And I play a song on my instrument, which I guess I just need to give a name to this thing. That like gets them to not send the storm over our town on the festival day. It'll probably just be back tomorrow. They're probably an asshole. They probably just gonna come back tomorrow.
Most of them are, yes.
I love how Friendly always just goes into meta convos.
Try to avoid the gods if I can help it. We're not on very good terms.
Because you succeed and we win and we get to make our thingy pretty.
Yeah, I'm
Or
just
whatever.
Adding a thing to the NPCs called Storm Summoning Cryptid because I need to think about what that fucking deal is. I think it's like a big swarm of things, though.
Ooh.
Like
Like a hive.
a big swarm. It'd be really crazy if it was like a swarm of butterflies.
Ooh.
I like it because butterfly effect. I like it.
Yeah.
Butterfly effect.
Accelerated butterfly effect.
It's actually
Cryptid is
the opposite of the butterfly effect, because instead of like a butterfly flaps its wings on the other side of the planet and there's a storm somewhere, it's like a shit ton of butterflies come to specifically this place and flap their wings together, and then a storm is here. Actually, yeah, I really like that because then it can be like the song that she plays, like, makes them re-swarm in a way where they go away from the town.
There, I drew how he's trying to sell his shit.
Aw, that's cute.
What?
Am I a furry?
Well, that sounds like
Definitely
a
a
pretty
furry.
epic character moment right there.
Super
Alright.
epic.
Okay, so we finished the challenge, which means we get to upgrade a tavern rating.
Oh, shit.
I think I basically was the person who pitched the tavern rating last time, so somebody else make some suggestions.
What are the suggestions?
The
okay.
tavern ratings are cuisine, which is currently a cramped kitchen, small pantry, cheap local wines, and a small brick oven. Our atmosphere is 2, which is canvas cots, freshly painted walls, and clean windows. And our service is 1, a former farmhand, and injured local guard. If we increase our service, we can name an NPC that we are now employing.
That would actually be handy if we have another festival. But still, kitchen.
Yeah, cuisine is perfectly acceptable.
I mean, I'm biased. And like,
I mean, you did the festival thing, so it makes
yeah.
sense that you'd pick the thing.
Yeah.
So you know how it says there, what was it? Cheap local wines, I believe is the wording.
yeah,
I like they bottle like a vintage of
our berries.
non-poisonous berry juice,
Yeah.
but instead of like the year, it's like the day that happened where the berries weren't toxic on that particular year, and that's when it was bottled.
Yeah, so it's just bottled that year because like everybody knows it's just the one day.
It's like they're all like specific to the day and the time, so that they're not like
So
horrible.
what you're saying is that the vintage is hours and minutes since the dawn of
Yeah.
the day that the berries were picked?
Yeah, exactly. It's like an incredibly specific vintage.
That's so crazy. Like, you go and get a bottle of wine down, and it'll be like 37 minutes.
Sounds
and
like an SCP.
24 seconds.
Yeah, it's because if you like drink a vintage of the wine that isn't like, if you check back and it's not on a festival day, then it's like effectively just like poison.
yeah, but why would anybody try to make the wine on a non-festival?
Yeah.
Hey, I could imagine some reasons.
So Friendly is filling our fucking basement with poison.
Whoa, no. I'm just saying that, you know, like, all the wine produced from the berries is verified to such an incredible degree, because if someone gives you a bottle of this stuff that doesn't have the authenticity on it, they might be trying to kill you.
Oh, like we mark it
Yeah.
Oh,
specifically?
Maybe
Yeah.
there's like a special seal
Yeah.
that goes on
yeah,
the bottles.
Yeah.
Okay, so instead of like a cheap local wine, it's like our special
Yeah,
wine.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
because
okay.
of
This whole
effective.
time I was thinking we were putting it on the basis of a shit wine.
No.
Okay.
It's because we upgraded now. It's presumably slightly
Oh,
less.
we're going to cuisine too?
Yeah, I thought we were.
That means that we have a few bottles of the good stuff.
Yeah.
Which I assume are berries that were harvested in the first 15 minutes of, like, the harvest festival. So, like, the ripest and most delicious. A cuisine 2, a modest kitchen, a couple of ovens, a regular supply of essentials, a few bottles of the good stuff. Does anyone want to describe any new features of the tavern since we upgraded it?
There's 2 ovens.
Whoa.
It's amazing.
Oh, like a fucking stacked oven.
Like,
Oven.
I have to ask, it's like, Taro, if you suddenly got some budget to improve your kitchen, what is, like, the thing that you're like,
A walk-in freezer.
nice?
That living cold plant.
Yeah, like definitely something that could like better contain all of our exotic ingredients.
Ink made new pretty menus.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, because
And expects praise from Taro. It's like, did I do good? Did I do good? Always wants praise from Taro.
I just took pictures of like the dishes and put them in, and it's just like, nice job. Now everybody that doesn't speak common can read it.
I'm gonna say that Friendly would want to set up like a little kitchen herb planter filled with things that are like incredibly mundane, like dill and mint.
Oh, you
stuff
know
like
what?
that.
Having like a little bakery.
Flanderon's like, whoa, dude, that's crazy.
Just like tries mint for the first time. It's like, oh my god.
That's way too spicy for me.
I picture that like because of the extra room, because Taro is able to like multitask a lot better. She like starts setting up like this little display of like breakfast foods for the guests in the morning, like croissants and like cookies and
Shit.
Waffles and shit. So it's just like, yeah, she specifically buys a waffle iron.
I just realized you gave me the perfect excuse to be extra and put F Sharp in a bartender's outfit. So they're now doing some bartender shit. Some fancy bartender shit behind the bar. Probably making some mojitos with that mint.
Yeah. Make a drink with the dude.
I mean, I guess he could.
Deal
Yeah.
drink. I think we need to do wear and tear now.
Yeah,
I guess it would be time.
I think it's time for... Oh, wait. No,
oh,
not yet.
well, shit. Do I need to upgrade my
Yes,
thingamajiggy?
I did a skill and friendly.
I used a town skill, not an adventure skill.
So you don't get a new town skill, but remember to check off your town skill that you used.
I did.
Okay.
I checked it off when I used it.
I'm gonna go with home remedies, and I'm gonna say that one of the main reasons that Friendly's been hanging around here, apart from the shenanigans, is that the spooky berries on the trees are like actually like really unique and rare, and things of their biological structure are like highly unusual, and so Friendly's been essentially turning the poisonous berry juice into a form of like anti-venom, trying to make a master anti-venom out of them, essentially.
Okay.
So home remedies will be medicinal cures derived from spooky giant berries.
I'm going to take healer, and this is so that the text is maker of salves, balms, potions, etc. I'm basically doing the bartending shit. F Sharp starts accidentally serving drinks that are actually healing potions. It's like, here, have this kick-ass cocktail, and somebody drinks it. It's like, wow, that cleared up my gout.
My gout.
Holy fuck, my acrobatics just went up by 30.
They're doing flips, and then it's like, oh, only 30 seconds. There it goes.
Don't jump between trees.
So question, why are we doing wear and tear now?
So you're supposed to do it every 3 games, and I
Oh,
count 6 games in total.
I guess we get an NPC now.
I'm good at making
Or we
those.
can just have a bomb-ass kitchen.
It would be funny to upgrade the kitchen again.
Yeah, I was thinking NPC only because, like, I feel like when we were thinking about wanting to be busy, we didn't have anybody.
Yes.
And, like, and Taro's like, I really want somebody because I want somebody to help me besides Blanderon next time I cut myself. With my bright blood.
Okay, I was thinking about repurposing a salt golem. I don't know how we feel about that. That was an idea I had.
I like it, but let me pitch you the montage of us interviewing people for the new position.
I do like that concept.
Yeah.
Maybe
Does that mean
if
we
it
each
ends
get
up-
to pick? Does that mean, okay, if we do this, can we each create an NPC and then interview them and then pick our favorite NPC?
Oh, I mean, sure.
The salt golem could be one of them.
I'm sure if you're game. I'm game to do that.
Is that what we
Oh.
do for the game? What is the game that we have to play
So
to?
the game is take turns describing what work you're doing on the tavern, choose one of the following prompts to get started, or come up with your own. Everyone should pick one. But if, instead of doing that, we want to interview an NPC for the new fucking character, I would rather do that. That sounds like more fun.
Yes.
Okay.
It's just because, like, how much can we each do when we're trying to get another employee?
So this is how I picture it playing. Everyone comes with an NPC, and then the people aside from the person who created the NPC will all ask it a question and it answers, and then we pick which NPCs are favorite based on answers.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got some bros.
Yeah, didn't he? He had like a couple
Yeah,
other
yeah.
friends that were like super basic too.
He had bros for sure. We don't know much about the bros, but there's bros. Elf bros.
Elf bros.
So is Mothman like the Mothman, or are there Mothmen?
There is no Mothman in our game.
There
Okay.
could be.
I think he was asking about Mothman. in
Yeah, I
general.
mean like the concept. Yeah.
It's one. It's
Oh
one
yeah,
cryptid.
in Cryptid as we know them, there
Cryptology
is a Mothman.
Okay, cool. No,
It's primarily known for like foretelling really bad stuff happening, right? Like predicting the future.
Yeah, they felt it as like a omen of like doom.
lamp.
I need some more
It
white
has
girl
many
names
lamps brother.
other than Stacy.
Becky.
Becky, Stephanie.
Stephanie.
Definitely.
Yes.
What about Janet? Remember Duncan? Damn it, Janet.
Monica?
Okay, I got my NPC.
Oh Jesus.
I got my NPC, I just need to finish naming it. We're not hiring the storm summoning cryptid butterfly swarm to work in the tavern, though.
No, definitely not. That would be crazy.
Perhaps be
And we're not crazy.
How you guys doing with your NPCs?
Oh, I already had one before we like started.
Okay.
I think I'm in a decent place.
Okay.
Okay, who wants to present their guy first?
I can go first. My guy is two halflings called Fidgetit and Forkhazel who stand on each other's shoulders and switch
I love
positions and move around in probably like a little bit of a disconcerting way.
It's like a couple of acrobats, and we're just like, what the fuck?
Yes.
That's great.
Okay, so we would each ask them a question, I guess.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna do the voices, but imagine them talking like Andy and Ollie from Bob's Burgers.
I don't. I assume that they haven't watched that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm watching enough episodes. Know what I mean.
Hey, I don't know their names at all.
They're two little kids who like, hi Andy,
Hi,
hi
Ollie."
Ollie.
Are they? So they're not the main characters' kids?
No.
They're like ensemble kids from the school. One of the first bits you see them in is they're supposed to be doing a news channel at school, and they're like doing the weather, and they're like, back to you, Andy, back to you, Ollie, back to you, Andy, back to you, Ollie. Who wants to
That's
ask
great.
my halflings a question about how eligible they are for employment?
How good are you guys at multitasking?
We're great. We finish each other's tasks and sentences.
Oh boy.
We're hiring for front of staff, right?
I don't think that there's a specific.
We're just hiring another hand.
Yeah, we're just hiring another hand. How are you with customers?
Customers. They come out my hands. I see them everywhere, and I got everything to do with the customers.
Are you currently on drugs?
I'm not on drugs, lady. I'm just having a good time.
Okay, friendly, you have to ask a question.
Oh boy. Has either one of you ever been possessed? And if so, what happens to the other one when one of you is possessed?
Fidgetit, were you ever possessed? Orkhazel, were you ever possessed? Don't lie to me about being possessed. I wasn't possessed. I don't think either of us were possessed, sir.
These two are awfully notable.
I think that's everybody asked a question.
Yes.
Okay, next. Who wants to go next?
I have a cat girl named Petal. That is a Bengal cat.
Ink raises a brow.
I just picture like, how dare. Because cats are territorial. She's dressed in a cute little lolly dress with frills. And like bows against her ears.
Stop appealing to me personally. I mean, continue appealing to me personally, but now I'm going to have to think more carefully about my character's response.
Am I in the wrong building?
I'm trying to think of how Ink will respond.
No, don't worry.
Ink's like, yes. No,
Ink, they're here. They're the new one of the new potential hires. Don't be like that.
Does nobody else have any questions?
I was waiting to see what Ink's question was. I can.
No, I'm trying to think of what Ink's question would be.
Okay. I can't think of the right words for F sharp, but I think she would basically ask about how you would deal with an angry or stressed customer.
I noticed that when I start purring, they tend to calm down. I picture like the Puss in Boots with like the big eyes, just like, excuse me, can you please stop? Yeah, just make an adorable little cat girl.
Ink wants to know how they plan on, since they're so petite. Well, he doesn't say since they're so petite, but how they're planning on helping, like when carrying luggage for the customers.
I can drag it.
Friendly needs to ask.
You see catnip growing on the shelf. Do you take it? Yes or no?
No, but it would be very hard not to.
You might be honest.
Is Friendly just using this as the chance to plan future pranks?
I think so.
Also, does that mean he was planning on getting one of my two halflings possessed? Or both of them?
That's definitely what got read to me. I want that to just like thinking of how can I fuck with this new hire. Someone just hazes everybody.
A Minotaur walks in. Hi, my name's Jarek Toughfist, and he sits down, and the chair beneath him like bends. He's like as big as F sharp kind of thing, and he like fiddles his like fingers nervously. He's like, my passion is tea and fine china, but everyone would laugh when they and say, you'll just be like a bull in a china shop.
I love this image.
Yeah, I'm like nudging Taro, being like, I love this guy.
If you give me a shot, I can prove my worth and show you I'm not just a clumsy, dumb animal.
It's a good thing we just opened up a bakery section.
How
good are you at making coffee, though?
Sorry, what was the question?
Said, how good are you at making coffee, though?
I prefer tea, but I can easily make a good coffee. I grow my own tea plant, so I'm not quite as good with coffee, but I definitely can learn. It's fairly similar. You gotta hot water in the cup, etc., etc.
It's just hot water.
He starts sweating profusely.
Yeah, you pour the beans in the cup. You pour hot water in the cup.
No. I know you gotta use the filter. You don't want the tea leaves mixed in with the water you're gonna drink. I figure it's the same with beans.
A barista-trained Minotaur. Now I've seen everything, if I haven't before already.
God, Blandron's gonna have a time getting this person to make their frappuccinos.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know. I think Blandron's frappuccino is just like, like slushy, but with no like flavoring.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally just the ground up ice.
Oh,
It's a snow cone. It's just snow.
That's true.
Yeah.
I love Blanderon.
So, F Sharp comes over to the table, turns the chair around so that it's backwards, so like the back of the chair is up against the table, and like puts her elbow down on the table with her hand out and like eyeballs him.
She has her hand out to like grasp.
Yeah, it's like she wants to arm wrestle.
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't even like. He doesn't miss a beat. He grabs it like right away and is like goes right at it.
Okay, like he's like serious.
Yeah, like he's not gonna be upset if he loses, but yeah, he's like, fuck yeah, let's do this.
I think it like deadlocks for ages until one of them is like, I guess we gotta stop because otherwise we're gonna be here for the next like hour.
Yeah, the
like...
table between them is bending down.
Yeah. Maybe maybe the table like actually breaks.
Yeah, we break the table and we're just like, I'll call it a draw.
Taro's just like screaming.
I guess like F Sharp like gets up, like brushes herself off, looks bashful. Is like, I'll go call a repair person. You're good. We should hire this guy. I like him.
Did Friendly ask a question?
Friendly did not yet premeditate some prank to pull on this
Minotaur.
Any strong feelings about long, winding corridors? Do you tend to get lost easily?
He started sweating profusely. No. I've learned a trick with twine.
That being said, didn't they have to get through a labyrinth to get into the fucking building?
Yes, they do.
So that's kind of like a step in the right direction.
I hope you won't ruin my fun.
I actually think this is perfect because if he's serving, then he is the Minotaur in the middle of the labyrinth.
Yeah, I'm loving that.
Yeah, we love Creed for sure.
All right, is that?
Did
you get your labyrinth question answered, or did we stop?
Yeah, I suppose in a sense the labyrinth question is answered. Yes.
He's learned a twine trick.
Okay.
Wish he'd forget the twine trick.
Daryl, your character.
My character is named Hiro, Hiro. He's a mid-20s human warrior. His whole family was recently murdered by his brother and his village was burnt down. And he's got a mysterious mark on his hand that he doesn't know what it does. He wants to work in the kitchen.
Since it's kitchen-wise, I think Taro should take the reins on the first question. It's her kitchen. She would be the most protective of it.
How long ago was your family killed?
My family was killed 3 weeks ago. I barely escaped with my life.
Why are you immediately applying to a kitchen job?
I'm out of work now, so I need something to do. I'm really quick with a blade, so I think I'd fit in with the kitchen. Great.
Taro's just speechless. Like, fuck, didn't even try to get revenge, just went for a fucking goddamn capitalism. She's just like, she like brings out an onion and is like, cut this without crying.
Is Hiro like, that's fine, I feel nothing inside.
He draws his large sword. Cross! He throws it in the air, swings his blade multiple times faster than you can see, producing several neatly diced onions.
Ink's eyes tear up a little bit from after the onion hits the table. Like, my senses
anymore. I'm gonna need to wait for my overdrive.
The fire burnt off my tear ducts.
Ink wants to know what this warrior cooks. Like, what is his specialty?
Meat is my specialty. If it's meat, I want it.
Hi, Hiro? You said your name is?
Hiro, indeed, yes.
I just gonna check this. Hypothetically speaking, if an elf, mysterious elf, was to proposition you on some kind of adventuring errand, they would maybe say the words, would you be in my party for XP and gold? Would that be a thing that would sway you to that kind of life?
No, I'm honestly, at least for right now, I'm looking for steady work and not an adventure. People keep trying to call me to adventure, but I'm just not into it right now.
All right. Yeah, some light devil as the part-timer vibes.
Oh yeah?
Ignoring the cool of adventure to cut onions.
So the best part is, even if we don't hire your character, they are still a named NPC now and can come to the tavern later.
Oh my gosh, okay, I already know which person I want to hire.
Ink has a bias against Petals because of the cat thing. So Petals is out for Ink. I think Ink likes the two guys. The two
Fidget and Fork Hazel. They're two halflings.
Yeah, they're interesting, and
Oh.
and he thinks they're neat.
Minotaur guy. Definitely Minotaur guy.
Yeah, I'm also leaning towards Minotaur guy.
I was thinking Minotaur guy, but I was thinking from Taro's point of view, having a guy that can cut an onion like that would be like super handy. She could see she's outvoted, but she's like, next time.
I feel there is probably like a 10, 15, or 20-minute discussion about the merits of hiring somebody based on their merits versus hiring somebody who's cool. Hiring somebody who doesn't technically know how to make coffee but has a lot of enthusiasm for it.
He also grows his own tea leaves, which I think Taro would like.
Yeah, Taro would also like that because
What was
she's also like, oh, somebody else can cook the meat because I'm vegetarian.
What's the name of your dude?
I'll copy paste it into the chat. He's Jarek Tough Fist.
But I just
Daryl,
replaced it.
you've never read Snow Crash, right?
Hero protagonist. Yeah, hero protagonist. Yeah, that's true. But no, I haven't read it.
I was assuming that name was going to be like a Snow Crash cut. I guess it kind of was.
It's kind of where I started from, at least. I've never read Snow Crash, but I know the concept.
Yeah. So we got what was the name of the cat girl?
Oh, God,
Petal.
that is creative.
Oh yeah,
Steve.
Petal. Okay.
Hang on, did Hero have a last name?
No,
Hey.
he's forsaken his last name.
You don't even know what village he's from. He just says a village. He says 3 weeks ago nobody finds any record. If you did look, would you be able to find the village that was ransacked?
Well, I mean, you wouldn't find much left, but
Okay, but like
very immensely burnt down village.
But like it's like obvious that it was like recently.
Yeah.
Okay.
Killed everyone in the village.
Then he's just like, cool.
He can't work as a farmhand anymore, and he's pretty upset about it.
I gotta say that after this flavor, fucking Chef Sharp's gone from the tavern for a bunch of times, and she finds some people and goes over to where Hero's village was.
Aw.
That's an interesting. Yeah.
Dude, if it's near, you said it was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
If it's near us and somebody came into a nearby village and killed everyone.
Well, I think it was it was done by someone living in the village, but yeah.
Still,
That doesn't mean they're not a psychopath who's gonna come and murder all of us.
It's
No,
like
I'm just saying it wasn't. Someone didn't come into the village. It was from within. But yeah.
it's a concerning thing.
Yeah.
Would Hero be into that?
Hero probably doesn't want to go back, and if it's not useful to him, setting up a new life in these trees, like he's not. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
He
not.
doesn't really want to investigate it or anything.
Yeah, it's not that F Sharp would be like, "Hey, do you want to go back to the place that you obviously intentionally left because of trauma?" But be like, "Will you give me directions to that place?"
Oh yeah. He would definitely do that. Yeah.
And not be mad at me that I'm going to investigate this.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to think that it's an immensely big deal.
Okay.
I wonder what happened to him.
Trauma. I guess that technically we take a smoke break now, so I'm just going to run and get a glass of water. Alright, I have water and I'm back, and I guess we pick another minigame.
I guess is it you now?
I think it's me, right?
Yeah,
I
it's
feel like
you.
I've not picked for a little while, so... It's a Bard's Tale.
My once was a hero named Ragnar the Red.
Yeah, I don't want to do a Bard's Tale because I want somebody else to be able to do a Bard's Tale so that they can make me the Bard if they want.
I'll do it.
You don't have nobody has Taro, but that's I don't want to. I want to not.
I like
play it
making
for that
NPCs.
reason. Maybe I should do a Glass of the Gods since I am now the bartender.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do a Glass of the Gods. Adventurers like a stiff drink, and most of the time they're just looking for a good ale or cheap wine. However, sometimes a troubled adventurer will come in looking for answers, and letting them drink themselves into oblivion is the wrong answer. It's your responsibility to mix the perfect drink. something perfect for the situation that can push the adventurer to look inside and find the answer on their own. Setup: one player is the adventurer, another player is the bartender. The adventurer can be played by a player character, regular patron, or new face. The bartender should be a player character or an NPC created for a cuisine rating of 3 and 4, and this just gave me a really horrific idea. What if this is after F Sharp's come back from this village where she was investigating these murders and is like fucking shook?
Oh yeah.
So I guess my initial question for this is how does somebody peel F Sharp from behind the bar and put her back in front of the bar so she stops pouring her own drinks?
So now our characters interact with F Sharp.
So sorry, I need to pick. One player is an adventurer and another player is the bartender. So I guess in this case, the adventurer is F Sharp, and then somebody else will need to be the bartender.
Do you create it, or does the person?
It should be a player character or an NPC created for cuisine rating 3 or 4. I'm totally okay with it being our new guy, Jarek, if that's what you want to play. But
Yeah, sure, I could be.
It's time for some calming tea.
Yeah, he comes over with some calming tea.
Use some chamomile.
Yeah. He sits down across from her, being like, "Hey, I notice you've been a bit different since you came back. I was hoping that this would help."
F Sharp takes the tea quietly, and blows on it and then sips it. There's some other stuff to this game, so let me just go through it quickly. So adventurer, you have a trouble, which I already described. F Sharp's been really shook by something that they saw. Bartender, describe the current atmosphere of the tavern and one detail about the adventurer that draws your attention.
That was you, right?
No, you're the bartender. You're serving.
I'm the bartender.
Yes,
okay, yeah.
That's why I'm fucking with this, because in this case I'm being the adventurer.
Oh, okay. You're the bartending adventurer, and I'm the not bartender. I got you.
I'm the bartending adventurer, and you're the adventuring bartender. Oh no, wait! I'm the adventuring bartender, and you're the bartender. Fuck.
Yeah.
Say the thing.
Describe
say
the
what I need.
atmosphere and one detail about F Sharp that draws your attention.
It's quiet right now. We don't have any guests, and the profuse the constant drinking was what tipped him off. He figured maybe this will help sober you up. Just add some tea in there. So
it's a hell of a day for a new hire.
Yeah.
I mean, she would have been gone a little bit.
Yeah.
So, just
I think that Jarek and F Sharp have interacted for maybe a couple of days. Because they had to get shit together to leave, and also.
But he's a sensitive minotaur.
And also F Sharp's not gonna be like, hey, we're gonna hire somebody new, and then take off the next day.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a list of questions here, Eve, that you can ask. Ask as many as are necessary. Once there are no more questions to ask, the bartender mixes the drink, and then we've got more prompts to go through, which we can do when we're done. Doing the scene.
So I'm going to start by asking, instead of, do you have a favorite fruit, do you have a favorite tea?
F Sharp's quiet for a while. She gets far enough through the tea so that there's 2 ounces of space in the top of the tea, and then puts liquor in the tea, and then...
Jarek says nothing but notices.
Is there noticeable?
Yeah, he looks... He glances at the bottle and just shuffles slightly, but
and then she drinks some more and she's like, camomile's okay.
He nods and it's like, yeah, it's a pretty common favorite among non-tea goers. So I just ask another one.
Yeah, you basically keep going until you feel like you know enough to make the perfect drink for me to get me out of my...
Oh, okay.
Or until you're like, fuck this.
Yeah, sure. He's gonna ask, F Sharp has a sweet tooth.
F Sharp, thinks, and it's like, Yeah. And, you know, I like sugar sometimes.
I assume you like hard liquor.
Yeah, sugar's great once it's been fermented. Speaking of, can you just go grab the bottle from behind the bar and bring it over here?
He like pauses, but nods and like brings the bottle over, but pours it for F sharp.
Now she's looking at what you're doing.
Ooh, interesting. He does some like fancy stuff. I don't want to say that he'd see on TV unless it's like gonna be like Taco from TV. But like he does like fancy stuff that he's seen other bartenders do to like you know where they like shake the thing fancy and they like flip the bottles ridiculous.
Like playing with the tumbler.
At one point, yeah. At one point, he drops a bottle and smashes, but he like doesn't really take a pause. He just grabs the next one without, because he's still kind of clumsy.
Depending on how good his observation skills are, he'll notice that F sharp is smiling like a really small amount.
Okay, good, perfect. He's winning her over.
Car's going on the shipping chart.
I wish I knew more about alcohol.
I mean, I can answer, and I'm sure Nifty can answer any questions.
Yeah, I can give you a quick primer, or I can answer questions.
Not Daryl though. If he starts talking about alcohol, he might relapse.
Time for Nifty's alcohol primer. I'm down.
It's technically not really an alcohol primer, it's more a like fancy drinks primer.
Ooh, look at you.
He's gonna ask how she got into or how she picked her instrument.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a really good question. Esha looks at him and then looks down like she's thinking about it real hard. She grabs her tea, which is probably like a tiny bit too hot to do this, but she just like drinks the rest of the tea in one go.
Well, a tea shotgun? Damn.
And she's like, "You're not gonna believe this. I stole it."
He gasps. From who?
From a fancy orchestra.
Oh, shit.
That's fairly daring. And what made you choose this one specific to steal? Did you get slighted?
Lighted by the orchestra.
She comes round to Jaka. Jaka? I gotta.
Jarek.
She comes
Think
round to
Jared, but with a K.
Jarek, and
Yeah.
like
Jared and Derek had a baby.
puts a hand on his shoulder and like gestures to it, and she's like, "Jarek, you've seen how big this thing is. Also, it's big, and also it plays enchanted music that controls monsters." I didn't know the second part when I stole it though. That's just cool extra.
Well, but she's just like smashed right now.
Yeah. I have one more question, but I think I know what he's gonna serve her. Were you buff before you stole it, or or is that how you became buff?
Jarek, if you're gonna steal an instrument this size, you need to be this buff before you try. Little piece of F sharp wisdom.
He nods very seriously. Very true. He's gonna serve her a lavender chamomile gin.
Fancy. Is it lavender based on his like lavender tea
Yeah.
knowledge? All right, that was very cute. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The next day, F-Sharp's still being a little sullen with nearly everyone else. But the next day is fine, but not like fake fine, like, everything's fine, but like on the men from whatever shit went down.
Things are going better.
Yes.
Got that nice little bit of humor still.
I can't do things that are all serious. It's 10:18. I don't really want to get into another thing because I'm not.
We can go into memories and do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh,
You're so smart.
shit.
You're so smart.
Thank you.
I'm at 3 skills. Ink is at 2 skills. Friendly is at 2 skills, and Taro is at 1 skill. So we probably will get to the end of the game next week. I don't know if we'll actually get to play the final minigame. We can also at any point just be like, we're done playing this game and elect to play the last minigame.
I'm having fun with this.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good.
Yeah. Well, the thought's still in my head. I feel like that Glass of the Gods is kind of like more interesting or perhaps useful when done with one of our player characters than done with an NPC, because like it seems like it has the potential to get like so much into your character history that it seems like it's better to do with the character you're playing as opposed to just like someone you just make up. I don't know.
It can be both. So the last time I did it, the NPC I played then became a fixture in the tavern because they were known to the bartender. I think because we had a big roster of NPCs, it was a good choice to be like, the focus of this is a player character. That was really interesting. I need to write a memory in here, and I'm going to told Jarek about how they stole... but...
Ink's memory for today is another cat tried to come in and take his territory.
And now I know what I'm going to write about in my journal entry, which is going to be this fucking orchestra with enchanted instruments.
I like it.
Although I still need to write about the butterflies, so I guess I'm writing 2 things now. Taro, do you have any memories to write down?
Yeah, taking part and absolutely crushing all the other druids.
Oh yeah, that's true.
What about you, Friendly?
Messing with a young adventurer by conning him into buying a defective wand.
You piece of shit! Why did we hire this guy? Can we just hire another Jarek?
Friendly likes the mundane, the pastoral, and the mischievous.
I want to picture that he just like possesses every boat we got on, so we just couldn't get rid of him during our adventures. Okay, he's just a facet now.
One of us got a cursed item, and he was the curse.
It was just Friendly.
I like to think that for a while, it's like we think we got rid of him, and then by the time we arrived at the next town, we'd coincidentally run into somebody who was possessed by Friendly.
Hey guys, what you doing?
Do I want to write about the butterflies in my memories? I think I will.
If it were that easy to get rid of me, I would have been gone a long, long time ago.
Just hear us wishing that he was gone. He's just like,
that's not a very nice thing to think about me.
try to get rid of me. I won't hesitate.
Thanks for checking out our show, The Cryptid Chronicles, an actual play anthology about when the mythical meets the mundane. If you enjoy, please subscribe to our channel and maybe like and comment on some videos. If you want more, we stream live recordings every Tuesday, 8:30 till 10:30 on YouTube and on twitch.tv/mismatch, as well as post-edited VODs to YouTube every week.